State and city leaders today released a final report on how to fix the damage caused by multiple fuel leaks over decades at Red Hill.
Yeah, KITV4's Kristen Concilio reports how officials plan to keep the federal government accountable after the Navy's most recent spill of thousands of gallons of fuel into Oahu's drinking water system.
State and city leaders want the federal government to pay $750 million over the next 30 years to clean up the land as well as monitor the ecosystem and public health effects. The Red Hill Water Alliance initiative, known as the VAI Group, is trying to solve Oahu's water crisis and hold the federal government responsible.
The Red Hill water crisis poses an existential threat to life in Hawaii. It is not acceptable to take a wait-and-see approach. Immediate action must be taken now to ensure clean water now and in the future for Hawaii's residents.
After months of research, the group determined as much as 2 million gallons of fuel may have leaked into the environment since the 1940s.
We anticipate that it will take several decades to fully clean up the 2 million gallons of fuel that we believe could be in the ground today.
It's recommending a permanent ban on any toxic chemicals being stored in the underground tanks, calling on the federal government to prohibit ever reactivating the facility in the future.
And unless we move quickly and we got everybody together, things would just drag on for decades and never get resolved, to the detriment of the INA, the VAI that we try to protect.
A U.S. Navy spokesperson told KITV4 that the Navy shares the same goals and that it's committed to closing Red Hill and remediating the contamination in the environment while being transparent with the community. Kristen Concilio, KITV4, Island News.
The Hawaii delegation, U.S. Senators Brian Schatz and Mazie Hirono and Representatives Ed Case and Jill Tokuda issued a joint statement on the report released today, saying this report underscores the importance of continued collaboration between all levels of government throughout this process to ensure we protect the environment and Oahu's drinking water. As this process moves forward, we will continue working as a delegation to ensure Hawaii has the resources it needs and that the federal government, working with the state and local governments in Hawaii, meets its obligation to keep our communities and environment safe.
Drinking water from the Navy's water system is safe to drink after recent testing of wells near Red Hill show exceeding levels of perfluorooctane sulfuric acid, or PFAS.
And that's a component of PFAS. Now, 4 out of 21 wells showed elevated levels. The sampling was conducted after the aqueous film-forming foam released in November of 2022. The Navy has notified the Environmental Protection Agency and the Hawaii Department of Health of the results.
This afternoon, the Board of Water Supply shared Red Hill updates at a Honolulu City Council committee meeting.
After the defueling and demolition of the fuel pipelines, the closure process is expected to begin in March under the newly established Navy Closure Task Force. This comes as the Red Hill Joint Task Force announced 99.5% of fuel has been removed. Surveys are now being conducted to determine what to do with the empty fuel tanks. Options are to dismantle or repurpose them for non-fuel related use.